Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Murray, and this is my page. Just wanted to make a quick introductory video to who I am and what this page is about. So, long story short, like I said, again, my name is Richard. Most of you know who I am. If you're coming to across this page as I'm making this more of a page versus a profile, hello, welcome. Um, but just an introduction to what this is that this is a page I'm making for the basis so that I could come on here and post videos where essentially, in short, I discuss things that bring out truths. Okay. So with that being said, I've been seeing a lot of, how would I say it? A lot of things going on to the world. We see the world we live in. And I've seen a lot of things that brought me to a point where I can't help but not put my voice out there on certain things. So, but before I go too far into that, I just do want to address a couple of things. One, first and foremost, I am a biblical person. Okay. So I'm a diehard Christian. I love the Lord with all my heart. And the majority of how I view life, how I value morals are all based off of biblical truth and off of what the Lord says. So, that being said, some things that I say might come off as biblical, and there's may even be some videos I post on this channel that may be directed towards some biblical things, because again, to sound like a scratching record, the essence I'm wanting to bring with a purpose for this page is to discuss truths. That being said, though, this page is not to be portrayed as something that's biblical straightforward. As a matter of fact, I don't know if that's going to be the primary reason for this page. Like I said, the more so motivation behind why I'm creating this page and making these videos is also because of things happening out in the world, right? So that being said, I know I may sound scattered here, but I'm just trying to lay a groundwork foundation, or rather an introduction video introducing who I am, why I'm doing this before I just go off rambling in the videos, right? So again, excuse that there, that's my phone. Guess I forgot to mute it. Oh well, we'll leave that in the video. Mistakes happen, right? So that being said, there's going to be two primary focuses of videos on this page. Most of it might lean towards talking about world events, while some of it might more so lean towards talking biblical concepts. Now, that being said, if anyone wants to post questions and ask me something on the Bible, I am a preacher, so I will establish some credibility. That being said, I'm not an ordained minister, so it's not like I can go out and marry anyone or do anything like that. I don't have any ordinance to my system. I'm just one of those homegrown preachers where I preach frequently at my church. I am the director of our Bible study. So, that being said, I hear from the Lord and inform people what we'll be covering in Bible studies, as far as everyone being on the same thing. And then I also participate in either teaching Bible study or, if need be, fill in for Sunday preaching if the designated preacher can't do it. So I do have that background, and I am more so of the teacher personality. So if anyone does want to post any questions biblically, hey, go ahead and post away. I'll get to you when I can, and I'll answer questions. However, as far as out of my own motivation posting videos, majority of what I would do, like I said, some of it might be covering biblical things, but majority of it won't, because my main motivation for this page is, as I've been seeing a lot of people's opinions expressed, I've been I've become extremely bothered with the reality that it seems people, despite how available statistics are, despite how available videos are, despite how available these resources are to see what actually is going on and to see truth, it's almost like people choose to stay in deception. It's like people choose to ignore what's reality because they want to stick to what's important to them, or what what they value to themselves. And regardless whether we can agree or disagree on anything, my point is to not attack anybody. It's not to radicalize anybody. It's not to form some kind of bitterness against a certain group of people or attack anything like that. The sole purpose of this page, if this goes on YouTube, I don't know. I'm at least starting on Facebook. I don't know where all it's going to go, but at least the sole purpose of what I'm doing is to bring truth so people can take that truth and make whatever decision they want to make. And just know that whatever decision you make based off of that is either accepting the truth and moving forward, accepting the truth but not going that certain way, or maybe just straight rejecting truth. It's up to you. But at the very least, now you have the truth. You may not believe it to be true, but the purpose of this is not to try and convince people of what's true. It's just to inform it. So the purpose of this page is more so for myself to basically be a warrior of truth. Again, I come from a biblical background, but I will say majority of the videos probably won't be biblical. And I know a lot of people think, oh, well, how can you be a Christian or a minister or preacher, whatever, and get all into this political stuff? Well, again, if I exist in this world and I have political opinions, shouldn't they be based off of how I shape my morals? That being said, I don't think or see how biblical things and political things should be opposed. The unity of them should be opposed, right? They obviously could come together. As a matter of fact, if you want to argue it, which I'm not trying to argue, but saying term of phrase, if you want to discuss that, you can even look that a lot of the laws we have are biblically supported, right? We have laws against murder, comes from the Bible, right? We have laws about stealing, comes from the Bible, right? We know all these 10 commandments and so forth. We may not have laws, but we know cheating is wrong. It says this, right? We know respecting authority, people above you, respecting your elders, all these things that people, whether they realize it or not, acknowledge, value, and respect, all stem from biblical values. So I'm going to have a sense of stemming from biblical values, but these videos are not meant to come out and preach to you, oh, this is what truth is, this is what you should be doing because it says so in the Bible. To be honest, I'm probably not going to reference the Bible a lot. I believe on the Bible, but my purpose is not to preach to you. My purpose is to bring truth. People want to make claims. Okay, but did you see what the video showed? Just because someone says something doesn't mean it's not true. We live in a world where I don't have to tell you guys. You see it day and night. Videos are doctrinated. Videos are edited. People lie all the time. And so where my fire is coming from is I have gotten so frustrated to the point to where I can't take people lying anymore or people painting false pictures, let alone people believing these false pictures and then continuing to preach these false pictures so that the line keeps going down like the old game of telephone we used to play in elementary school. Except instead of that being accidental, which you have in the world today, is people purposely doing it because they want to paint their narrative. And again, I'm not trying to tie myself to any political affiliation. I want you to know from the beginning, from this introduction, where my roots come from. My roots come from a biblical moral. But just because I come from a biblical morale doesn't mean I have to quote Bible scriptures to you to tell you what's true. I can see what's true. I can see what happens on videos, and I know what's happening. So again, that being said, coming back to the introduction, I just wanted to give some video background as to what this is before anything else comes. So for all those who come to the page, I thank you all. Whatever point you come, if you like the page, if you become a follower of it, I thank you for your viewership. I thank you for supporting my page, supporting who I am. But with that being said, I have a lot that is stirring in me. I have a lot that I want to bring to the table of discussion, and I just want to stir a lot of people and views into, hopefully, into a right and into a respectable fashion. So again, I thank everyone for tuning in, and let's just see where things go off. Thank you. We'll see you then. Bye.